A very good morning to you. It's exactly 10 minutes past the hour of 10 o'clock on Flow 94.9 FM Umuahia. The show is still Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu speaks on this dial. Welcome once again. My name is Ginika Olua, and as usual, I've reported to for the duty of this great job. I have here with me the Southeast Media Aide to Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, Honorable Madukokoro, who I will be doing this business of today with. Honorable, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Ginika, and good morning, the good folks of Abia State, God's own state.
Okay. Of course, you know why I'm.
Yes.
All right. Now, let's talk about the travails of the principal. Right now, as we are talking, he's behind bars.
Yes.
Yes, he has been convicted of 7.6 billion naira fraud, which the case taken to the Federal High Court in Lagos by EFCC. And the judge who was handling that matter actually convicted the principal. So far, that's a big blow for the OUK political dynasty.
No, it's not. I don't think so, and I know that it's not so. You know, in the life of a man, you have to go through so many things, and that is what makes you a man. There is a difference between a man and the man. Orji is not a man. Orji is the man, and nobody is untouchable. And this is a man that believes in the judicial process. This is a man that believes in democracy. And what has happened, like I said before in the program. But there are ways we are going to use to right the wrongs, and it is very, very, very open, and there is nobody that can run away from the truth. And that is why my boss, my principal, the distinguished senator representing Abia North Senator Zone, has always said, if it means for me to be crucified, as long as I speak the truth, ain't nothing going to happen. The truth is the only thing that must be constant. So that is what is happening today. And I also want to use this opportunity to thank everybody that has been calling me every day, and he would not believe it that people see me on the streets and they'll be crying. And what I do is to pacify them, to let them know that there is nothing beyond the touch of Almighty God Jehovah. Each and every one of us in this life must go through changes, must go through challenges. When you don't go through changes or challenges, then you don't have anything worth living for. And Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, the distinguished senator, has always said that he bears his cross. And I want to thank everybody, those calling me from Adamawa, those calling me from Abuja, everybody. This is the first time that I really felt Orji Uzor Kalu, the enigma, because a lot of folks that not even know me, just that when they see the sticker on my car, they will stop me and say, I beg, let nobody touch my oga. And I always tell people there is nothing wrong. Orji is hale and hearty. Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, the distinguished senator, is at his highest level of energy. He's not perturbed because he knows that the injustice will be corrected. So people should be calm. Everybody should continue to be humble, worship God, love God, and know that God in his infinite mercy knows the reason why he wants Orji Uzor Kalu to remain a man that will always touch the lives of the people, the lives of the downtrodden. And the sins of Orji Uzor Kalu has been eclipsed by the good things that he have done for poor people. What Orji has done in this country, I'm not even talking about Igbo land, no man has ever tried to do it. Orji Uzor Kalu is a blessed human being. Orji Uzor Kalu is a man who has a rare gift that God has given him. And I keep asking people, those people stopping me crying, nobody should cry again for Orji Uzor Kalu. Nobody should cry for the distinguished senator. He's hale and hearty. And from now on, you are going to see what will happen when Orji Uzor Kalu will come out from where he is. He's going to address the people. And you are going to see what will happen when Orji Uzor Kalu comes out in the public. For the first time after the return of Dim Odimegwu Ojukwu from Abidjan, you are going to see a crowd from all over the 36 states rejoicing on Orji Uzor Kalu. And that is what makes Orji Uzor Kalu tick. And this is the only voice that is standing for Nigeria, not only for Ndibo, because Ndibo amagala wa but and I want to use this opportunity to thank Ohaneze Ndibo for coming behind what is happening. They are rallying around Orji Uzor Kalu. I want to thank all the pastors that have been calling me, praying for Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, the distinguished senator. I want to thank all over the world, people in the United States of America, people in Great Britain, people even in Ukraine that are calling and then asking about the welfare of Orji Uzor Kalu, the distinguished senator. My boss, my principal is hell and hardy, ain't nothing happening. And like I said, you can't touch this. Orji is the man to beat. And there is nothing that will stop Orji Uzor Kalu from working for the betterment of Ndibo, for the betterment of Nigerians, and for the betterment of the people of black race called Africa.
One keeps wondering how this is going to be possible, considering the fact that 12 years, which has been handed down to him to stay behind bars, staying that 10 years and eventually coming out, and you stay for another 10 years. I mean, you stay when he completes his 12-year sentence.
There's nothing like completing.
You now stay 10 more years before you now contest.
No, well, you are not a lawyer. You are not a lawyer. I think you are.
We are just.
You are in the horizon of media. That is what you know. That which you know is what you talk about. You don't, because somebody pronounced years on somebody doesn't mean that's what is going to happen. That is why we have the appellate jurisdiction. The highest court of the land is the Supreme Court. He ain't over yet on the fat lady thing. The fat lady ain't sung yet. So I don't know where you're coming from with your 10 years and your 12 years. It doesn't mean that when they give you a pronouncement on years, it doesn't mean anything. That is why we have all this judicial process that we have to exhaust. So the lawyers are on top of everything that is happening, and that is what gives us sense of joy. Because when you look at that matter, I'm not a lawyer, but when you look at what has happened, we're not bothered. It gives Orji Uzor Kalu the more strength to keep working for the people, because a lot of things was faulted, and then you are going to see the vindication of Orji Uzor Kalu, the distinguished senator. And I think his friends and his foes will rejoice. Those people that don't like Orji Uzor Kalu or pretend they don't like Orji Uzor Kalu, they are calling me, they are giving Orji Uzor support. Now they know that Orji Uzor Kalu is the voice of Ndibo, and there is no question about it. Nobody in this country will question the credibility of Orji Uzor Kalu. Nobody in this country will question the uniqueness of Orji Uzor Kalu. Nobody in this country will question Orji Uzor Kalu's transparent lifestyle. And we know that God in his infinite mercy has created each and every one of us, but we are not perfect. What we do in life is to strive for perfection. Even Jesus himself was not perfect. And that is why the Lord and Savior that I serve always said, Lord, lead me not into temptation. If Jesus had all the powers on earth to control whatever he got, why did Iblis ask him to bow down before him and worship me so that I give you everything that I have? Why did Jesus get to the position that those called out Moby, like Peter, they denied him, and Jesus eventually was crucified? If Jesus was not accepted by the Jews when he never said, I am the Son of God, I am the King of Jews, he never said that, and then people crucified him over nothing. And then that's why he got to a point where Pontius Pilate had to wash his hands and say, this man, I don't want his blood to be over me. So if Jesus can go through trials and tribulations in life when he was there, who the hell is Orji or I or you that we cannot go through trials and tribulations? What Orji Uzor Kalu, the distinguished senator, is going through is what God has designed for him. From there he will emerge to become stronger and stronger. And he is a man that has devoted his life for the people. Orji is about to do greater things that people will baffle. And as he is there now, things are still going on well. He's still our senator. Nothing is happening. Orji Uzor Kalu is the senator, remains the senator for the next 4 years. And from there, whatever God decides to put Orji on to work for the people, he's going to do that. So we ain't scared. We are happy. We're optimistic that a lot of things going to happen. What we are asking our supporters, our loyalists, calm down. Keep praying to God. The God of Africa, the God of Ndibo, the God of our people must hear our prayer. And in everything you must have a leader. And Orji Uzor Kalu is not a leader. He is the leader.
Now let's look at that particular case.
Yes.
Could it have been averted in the first place? Considering the fact that I know that at some point in this country, when somebody is caught or maybe you charge for a particular case that has to do with money laundering and all this.
Yes.
You can go for plea bargain. Why did your principal not go for plea bargain?
Why should you go for plea bargain when you are not guilty? Why should you go there? Did Orji Uzor Kalu, when he was governor of Abia State,
but he has been found guilty now.
It doesn't matter. There are, even in the United States of America, if you are following news recently, two men were charged for murder. And they spent years in prison in the United States of America that we think is more perfect than us. And after 40 years in prison, they were released and found not guilty. You see, there is what we call travesty of justice. And when it does happen, the God that we worship always come to becloud that sophisticated sense of reasoning which no man can decipher. And that is why God said, my mind is not like your mind, neither your ways like my ways. But whatever I say must manifest itself. It can never come back to me void. God has chosen Orji Uzor Kalu to do those needful things for the betterment of the poor people, and He's going to do that. So it doesn't matter what he is going through, he is bearing his cross, and he has always said it. I will always bear my cross. So there is nothing like a conviction, because the court of competent jurisdiction in Nigeria have not spoken last, and we have not heard the last of Orji Uzor Kalu.
So as it stands now, the lawyers, have they filed?
Of course, the top lawyers, even a lot of lawyers that have volunteered, many hands have volunteered in Orji's case. For the first time, a lot of folks that have been touched by what went down last week, they have come to rally support for Orji Uzor Kalu, and that is why we are happy. That is why we are optimistic that I can sit comfortably here and then talk to men of God when they call me. I also want to thank evangelist Emeki Hiro of City of Miracles. These are people that are concerned about Orji Uzor Kalu, love him, they pray for him, and we say all of them ministers of God, all of them ministers that believe that God will show a miracle, and that thing that is going to happen. Like I said, when Orji Uzor Kalu be out, soon he will be out and he will address the people, and what he will do is what no Igbo man has ever done after Dim or Dimegu Ojiko.
You agree with me that presumption of innocence is no longer there, but that's not the case. Now let's look at some people, some groups in the state,
yes,
especially those from Abia North. They're actually raising concerns that there's a need for the Senate to, declare the seat of a principal vacant, considering the fact that he has been convicted, and no voice again for the people of Abia North.
I think what I do, I look at it, people, I won't call it political imbecility, or I would say politically disadvantaged. You see, when you reason, the president of the Senate has spoken. The Senate, the highest legislative body in the land, has spoken. So that matter has been taken by. You see, the problem we have is that this stomach infrastructure, it can lead you sometimes not to think well. There is no way in Abia North that anybody will say that Orji Uzor Kalu's seat is vacant, that they don't have voice. Oh, now they don't have voice. But when Orji Uzor Kalu was elected as senator, they said that there was nobody speaking for them. Now they're coming around to say they don't have voice. Twice they're saying when somebody was there, we don't have voice. Now somebody temporarily not there, you say we don't have voice. That's how confused people are. And those people are faceless. There is no single person in Abia North that I know, whether you are in PDP or whatever political, that I will challenge Orji Uzor Kalu, that I will not challenge. Nobody. Let any prominent politician in Abia North say, open his mouth or her mouth and say that seat is vacant, that we don't have any voice. I challenge you to a debate. I know all of them. I know every politician, and I know your antecedent. They cannot do that. Okay, if you look at that group does not exist. That group is not registered.
Okay,
so I'm not going to waste my sweat on that.
Like this. Yes. The budget, the process of the budget has just been passed by the National Assembly.
Yes,
and of course, if you don't have a representative who will speak for you, to at least make sure that those projects which have been captured in the budget is brought to your own constituency.
Of course.
How are you going to
no. You see, you don't understand legislative process. You are not a political scientist. What is happening is that those issues have been taken care of. Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, all those things were taken care of before the budget got passed. The problem of Abia North have been cashed into the budget. The things are there. You are going to see what is there. Even the erosion problem in your own town is in the budget. Build the town, it's in the budget.
But in the Nigerian thing, that
there is nothing like Nigerian thing. I don't believe in Nigerian thing. I believe in reality. Don't give me anything. I want something real. What I know is that my boss, those issues concerning Abia North Senatorial Zone have been taken care of. Even your own town has been taken care of. So why are you saying that he's not there? The budget was passed. So those things that are supposed to be accrued to Abia North.
Are you not we will still get those projects?
Of course, they already cast in there. And don't forget that also we have our man Benjamin Kalu that is there. Benjamin Kalu is a member of the committee
for Bend the federal constituency.
That's what. No, I'm giving you an example. I'm giving you an example that Bende. Look at what is happening in Bende today. NDDC projects, everything about NDDC in Bende federal constituency. We are taking care of those things now. Now that Orji Uzor Kalu is not in the Senate doesn't mean that Orji Uzor Kalu has not done what he was supposed to do. Before Orji came to the Senate, he already has a work cut out for him. Orji is not a novice when it comes to legislative process. If you remember that he has been a House of Representative member before, I know you don't have that idea, but I want to tell you, in legislative process, you don't physically need to be there when the budget is passed, but you need to be physically there to bring in the problems of your constituency, and those things have been done. There is no problem in Abia North now that has not been cashed into that budget. So there is no problem in Abia North. Abia North people are happy. We are happy that we have somebody like Orji Uzor Kalu. We don't need anybody that is going to go to the Senate to be sleeping. We don't need anybody that go to the Senate who don't even know left or right. We don't need people that ain't seen money before, and when they get into politics, any money they see, they grab. Orji Uzor Kalu was a millionaire before he became governor of Abia State. Slug Company was in existence before Orji Uzor Kalu became a senator. Orji has seen money. A millionaire at the age of 25. So it's a big difference between some governors that never saw 1 million in their bank account, and then they elected to become governors, and now they start seeing money and they go gaga. But Orji Uzor Kalu has seen money in his life. He doesn't need to take anybody's money. Orji was a millionaire before he became the governor of Abia State. No governor of Abia State was a millionaire before they became. None of them. They didn't have money before they went into power. It was Orji Uzor Kalu, the only person, the young man that worked so hard and still working hard for the betterment of people. Nobody can challenge Orji Uzor Kalu of taking anything. Orji sacrificed himself when he was governor, and that is the price that also paid when he had problem with former president Olusegun Obasanjo, because Orji Uzor Kalu is the only person that can speak the truth without looking at you. He told Obasanjo, you cannot go for third term. It is unconstitutional. No matter what you want to do to me. And then what happened? Slug Airline was stopped in Nigeria. Were you aware of that? Yep. Orji sacrificed for Ndibo. 12,000 people are going to lose job. And somebody, are you going to touch Slug? Slug that had been in existence before Orji Uzor Kalu became governor. Slug is employing more than 25,000 people. Okay, what are we going to do with 25,000 families? Do you know what it means? We are talking about families, family. In other words, Ginika, you are working there. You are sponsoring your sisters, your brothers. You are sponsoring your children. What are they going to do? How are they going to get money? These are what I call sophisticated sense of reasoning. You don't do things on the whim plan. What you need to do, you check issues and know Orji never did anything wrong that I know. Orji is not perfect, but don't castigate and crucify Orji Uzor Kalu because of the suffering he's going through for Ndibo.
That should be the case for your lawyers, I mean the lawyers of your principal, to push forward.
No, that's like the legal argument is different from political argument.
You just pointed out now that Slug has been in existence long before.
Of course. Which you know.
The judge now said that it was used to siphon Abia money.
No,
he directed that.
The judge can say that. The judge can say that. But is the judge perfect? That is why you have Federal High Court. That is why you have Court of Appeal. That's why you have Supreme Court, where you see those gray-haired men and women will sit and look at those things from nitty-gritty. Now, I want to give you an example of Orji Uzor Kalu and his dilemma. When we went to tribunal on the electoral matter, what happened? The tribunal judge said that we have to do rerun in so many pocketed places. And we say, the man challenging Orji Uzor Kalu never asked for these things. What he asked, he didn't even ask for the thing to be given to him because he knew he never won and he cannot win any election again in Abia North. So when we went to Court of Appeal, you were here when we were calling our people at Owerri. What happened? The men sat there on the bench and said, no, you cannot give somebody what he or she never asked for. Are you Father Christmas to do that? But people were jubilating. During the tribunal process. You were there, you were the tribunal. So what happened? So there is nothing that cannot be done and done correctly and done in a justifiable and justified manner. And that is what we are asking for. And that is why the lawyers are on top of the case now. If I tell you really the names of the lawyers that are there now, you'll baffle. That is people that love Orji Uzor Kalu, not because Orji Uzor Kalu wanted them to come and represent him. That is Orji Uzor Kalu for you. This is the people's man. This is somebody you will love when you see him for the first time. Why? What we need to ask ourselves, Ndibo, whatever that God has given Ginika, may God give it to me, so that I can be a better person, even be better than Ginika. Not to look at Ginika and I be antagonizing you because you are more handsome than me, or because you have more money in your pocket, or because you have 3 wives like you have. So what I'm trying to say is that everything you are doing in life, pray God to give you what He has not given you and given to somebody else, and life will be a better place, because there is so much space in the world that you can be accommodated. Jealousy, acrimony, it does not work in this country, and this is what we need to stop as Ndibo. And like I just said, that Ohaneze group and all those groups that are coming for Orji Uzor Kalu, look at the youths everywhere. Everybody clamoring, calling me every day. Reality organization, look at the youth. There is a young guy now called Kalu Ogo. Kalu Ogo is the youth leader, Bende, or Reality, Bende local government. Look at what the guy, he uses his own money, texting messages to every youth organization that telling youth, calm down, nothing mega. A young man sacrificing his money, people are sacrificing, calling this person. Go to Facebook and say Orji Uzor Kalu is a man. The man we know. Even the jingle that comes on this program, a lot of people are copying the jingle. People that don't even know Orji Uzor Kalu, kids are now singing Orji Uzor Kalu. Okosisi Ndibo. Onye Ndibo Jemono. Is it easy? Can you give boast of what you have done for Nde Isweto?
It's not a fight between me and
we're not fighting. I'm just giving you an example.
Now let's look at Igbo presidency.
Not Igbo presidency of Igbo extraction. There's nothing like Igbo presidency.
Thank you so much. Now let's look at it. Now Orji Kalu seemed to be the only voice everybody was looking at, and I know that subtly he may have interest to becoming the president in 2023. But look at the travel that has been following him now. Do you think that is still possible?
See,
and where does it leave Igbos?
If you watch when I talk, I keep saying anything that I say, I have to obtain the spiritual permission from God, because I know God that I believe in. I'm not talking about people that are very religious. I'm not talking about people that go to churches and take the back seat. I'm not talking about people going to church and get awards. I'm not talking about politicians that get awards in churches. I'm talking about knowing God. I challenge them, many of them that have known God, that have seen the benevolence of Almighty God, that have seen the miracle God has done in his life or her life. Most politicians don't even know God. They call God, but when they go behind, they do some other thing. What I am trying to tell you, that Orji Uzor Kalu, it is only God that will decide what he will do for him. If God said that Orji Uzor Kalu will become the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, no man, no woman, no child, anywhere in the world can stop him. When Orji Uzor Kalu decides on what he wants to do, the world will know. But for now, Orji Uzor Kalu is more concerned with what he is going to do for Nde Abia North. And then what he is doing through his foundation, Orji Uzor Kalu Foundation, touching the lives of the people. No politician has done that. A lot of politicians, they are there. They create foundation, but we're talking about practical foundation that touch the lives of the people. You are a living witness that we gave our money to 5 local governments in Abia North. We gave our money to 2 local governments in Abia South. We are going to do to Abia Central. Give them money, give them interest-free loan, so that people be able to look at life differently. The 20,000 might not mean anything to you, but it does mean something to somebody right in the countryside. And what we are saying is that don't look at Orji Uzor Kalu because you don't like him, because you are afraid of him. Look at Orji Uzor Kalu. She give him challenge. If Orji Uzor Kalu gives 20 scholarship to Nde Isweto, if Orji Uzor Kalu gives 20 scholarship to Ndi Kuano, if Orji Uzor Kalu gives 20 scholarship to Nde Umaya North, or Isi Alangwa, or Ndokwa, what can you do to beat him? That is the challenge we both need to give ourselves. Look at, we have people that are growing in Igbo land, a nursing group of motors, APs, they are there. We need more Igbos to come together. Create jobs for Nde Igbo. Create jobs for students that come out from the university. No Igbo man, no Igbo woman, young Igbo man, no young Igbo woman that come out from tertiary institutions that should complain about job. When we have these billionaires, what are you doing with your billions? When you die, are you going to die with the billions? Create opportunity for youth. Those are the creative spirit for tomorrow. And Igbos should not be blaming anybody. The blame game is gone. We got to look inside and say, my challenge is between I and God. What is it that I will do for somebody else to smile? To put smile on somebody's face is not easy. I don't know if you're ever woken up from bed from the right side of or wrong side of the bed, and then somebody says, Ginika, good morning, and you will not even talk because you are depressed. Why should depression not go in Igbo land? Igbos are blessed. We are thorough people. We are hardworking people. We are very ferocious when it comes to business. God has given us so much strength that Igbo man, anywhere in the world, even go to Alaska, that Igbo man or Igbo woman must be doing well. We are not lazy people. But what we say, let's look inwards. Let's stop fighting each other. Igbos that want to become president for Nigeria, there is no question about it. But people will decide. When the time comes, we will think how to cross the bridge. But for now, Orji Uzor Kalu is bothered about the plight of the downtrodden, and that is what we're seeking by. We're seeking by that as the senator. We're also seeking by that through his foundation, Orji Uzor Kalu Foundation, which has given scholarship beyond Igbo land. So we are excited, and that is why people are crying over Orji Uzor Kalu's travel.
Well, the show is still Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu speaks at Flow 94.9 FM Umuahia. I still have here with me the Southeast Media Aid to Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, Honorable Madiko Okoro, and my name is Ginika Olu. Let's take a breather. We'll come back to talk more on the show. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to the show. It's still Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu speaks at Flow 94.9 FM Umuahia. Here with me is the Southeast Media Aid to Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, Honorable Madiko Okoro. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Ginika.
Now let's go to the Berry Carnival that is supposed to come up. That should be
Second,
next month.
Yes.
Is it still holding?
Of course, it's holding. Iberi Festival is a big carnival. Iberi Festival is something that is going to last beyond the generation of my boss, distinguished Senator Orji Uzor Kalu. Iberi Festival is beyond Iberi. Iberi Festival is beyond Abia. Iberi Festival is beyond Ndibo. Iberi Festival is a showcase of what standard stuff we are made up of. That is Ndibo per se. And Ndibos, using Iberi Festival, we are going to showcase everything about our culture outside the world. And like I repeatedly have said, that we are going to have visitors from all over the world that will come to Iberi. And that is a way we want to help to not only showcasing but to generate revenue for Abia State government. And Orji Uzor Kalu is somebody who believes in touching the lives of the people through culture, through peace and conflict resolution, and he's been doing that and doing that very well. Orji Uzor Kalu is a peaceful man. Orji Uzor Kalu is somebody that loves the people, and Orji Uzor Kalu gets his turn on just being with the common people. If you see Orji Uzor Kalu eating with the poor people at Neya, you cannot come to Neya and it's time for breakfast or lunch or dinner, and Orji will not invite you to come to the table. I have experienced that, and most people don't do that. It might not be a big deal, but to me, if I never knew Orji Uzor Kalu and I'm a cobbler and I happen to pass the gates of Neya retreat, and I go in there and Orji calls me by my name and say, come, let's go and eat breakfast. Let's go. I think after eating that breakfast, I will not even wipe my mouth, because the taste of the food, I will always use it to remember Orji Uzor Kalu, because a lot of folks that have been touched by God, God has blessed them with resources, they don't care about the poor people again. It's not a question of driving around town with siren. It's not a question of driving with tinted glass. It's a question of touching the lives of the people. Get close to the people and God will get close to you, because those people that have been forgotten by society, God has never forgotten, and God will never forget them. And another thing is that the widows, those people that don't have husbands, ndị simkpe, ndị ụmụnwaanyị taa ahụ, ọ bụ ihe ọgam Orji Uzor Kalu la na-eji egbu ahụ. Ọ dịghị ndị simkpe ọjịla na-touch their life, and it gives me joy. And that's what, when I see those good things, anybody that is doing good thing, when I see it, gives me goosebumps, and it gives me tearful tears. So, you know, it's a thing to walk by. Anybody that God has blessed, bless the other people that don't have it.
Okay, so are you still expecting people from other countries? You know, the last time you talked about it, that you
of course. People are coming. We have given out invitation to a lot of folks. Like I said last time, the governor of Enugu State will be there. Ebonyi will be there. These people are not APC people. these are people who are from PDP. We are not doing politics. Orji does not do politics when it comes to touching the lives of the people or showcasing his own people. If you remember in the speech that he made during that Thanksgiving, he said, I am now a senator, not APC senator, not PDP senator, but I am a senator of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Well, some people are saying that particular money, that the federal government said that slugs should be confiscated and all that, should go to federal government. But some people are saying, no, since it's Abia money, it should come back to Abia.
Well, that's a, what call a court of public opinion. I will not dwell on those legal matters. The lawyers will take care of that when we go to court of appeal. So all those things that are wrong, they will be getting right. That's all we're saying. Whether it comes to Nde Lokoja or the money goes to Nde Kafanchan, it doesn't bother me. What we know is that Orji Uzor Kalu is a man that must not be taken for granted. He's a man that loves his people and is ready to die for the cause of Ndibo.
Now let's go to the national. Your party leader, the president, just yesterday or 2 days ago, the national newspaper, The Punch, said that he's no longer be addressed as president, but General Muhammadu Buhari going to the...
No, he no longer should be addressed as what?
He shouldn't be addressed, that they will now address him as General Muhammadu Buhari. That's for Punch newspaper, owing to the fact that the president allegedly does not respect the rule of law.
Well, I think, I keep telling people, freedom is not free. Don't take anything for granted. Even the air that you and I breathe is not yours. It's given to you by the benevolent mercy of Almighty God. There is no way you disrespect your president. This man was democratically elected. He's not a military man. He was a military man. You cannot make gesture of that or make a jesting of these little things, and you think because you're a journalist, then you have the power to write. What you write is what will impact positively on the people. If there are things that are negative, express it to the people. That's what mass communication is all about. Express those ills within the society so that you and I that don't have opportunity to know what is happening will grab the news and do the needful. We're not saying that you should not report to the good and the bad and the ugly in the society. What we're saying, do it with decorum. Don't with the Punch report, and I don't buy it. And that's a lot of mistake people make. When they address, they say in this regime, people use that word loosely. There is nothing like regime. In any democratic system, it's not regime, it's an administration. Regime means military. It's carved into military science. It's a regime is run by the military. The regime is not run by civilians. So that's the mistake. And then addressing the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria as General Muhammadu Buhari, it doesn't make any sense. Former head of state, military regime, but now democratically elected President of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Why are we making a big deal out of it? Do you know there is a way I can make fun of you and then it be an insult?
No, but the reasons they gave is simply because that they allegedly said that the president does not respect the rule of law, especially in a democratic setting.
No, who said that? Where has he faulted? Not respecting the rule of law? Has Buhari has he been asked to come to court and he say, I'm not coming to court because I'm the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria? Has Buhari been indicted? Just like my boss, what happened to my boss? And my boss said, before the thing happened, he went there and said, yeah, I am. How did Buhari go wrong? He is the president. Whatever that is for the betterment of Nigeria, Buhari will take care of that. We should not take advantage because we cage ourselves into that word. Everybody is a journalist. I hear people on radio programs, they say, you journalist, you see a programmer is a journalist, you see a broadcaster is a journalist, you see somebody that probably worked in one media house at Lokoja, he comes back, he said he's a journalist.
No, but the issue is not with journalists now. We are
not journalism.
Freedom of speech.
No, but journalism, you have to be responsible when you are reporting.
Exactly.
You have to be responsible. Anything that,
as an individual,
anything you
as
do
a Nigerian,
as a reporter,
don't you have the right to express your...
Yes, but express it with respect. Don't come and call me one monkey because they say I have the freedom to call you monkey. Am I monkey? That's the question I'm asking you. People don't understand what journalism is. There is a difference between a journalist and roadside journalists. Those roadside journalists are the people messing up the profession. Most of them are not registered with Nigerian Union of Journalists. Most people that come to the radio station and say, as a journalist where? Who gave you the word journalist?
But the fight is not with journalists.
Most of them is journalists.
The fight is why is it that people cannot...
What is journalism?
No, we are not talking about journalism.
Punch, we're talking about Punch.
No, we are talking about... Why Punch said that was simply because...
That he does not respect the rule of law. That's what I'm saying now.
He chooses the particular court injunction to respect and maybe leave out other
Okay,
ones.
which one? Did Punch tell you? Read out the ones.
They particularly cited the issue of the invasion of the court.
Good.
Rearresting the Showore.
Good.
And Olawale Bakare.
Good.
Yep.
Is it the president that gave the order? It's not the president. What has the president? No, I'm not the spokesperson for president. I'm the spokesperson for Orji Uzor Kalu. But I want to ask you a question. Hasn't the presidency reacted to that debacle? So what is the big deal? Did the Buhari order Sowore to be arrested? He never did. What do you want to know? Let us be careful the way we say things. Anything that I'll say that will bring down government, it's not right. That I'm a journalist or I'm a mass communicator, I'm a political society, I can say anything and get it because I say I am caged under the word freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of association. Okay, freedom of association is because of freedom of association. Are you free to go and associate with a cultist group? Is that freedom of association? That you can associate with a cultist group and then go and slaughter people? I'm asking you, Ginika, journalist. So journalism is all about reportage. Journalism is about giving us information that is critical, that will help society to move. All those ills in the society, you brought them up. That's the fourth estate of the room. Their job is to bring the bad things and let us see, and then critically and objectively talk about it, so that I and you will learn from that and then move forward. It's not a question of saying I'm a journalist, therefore you say anything I can write. You can't. Okay, and that's why we are scared of that fake news. And then everybody open up blog, everybody open up platform, and then you start spending your data, and nobody monitors them. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Well, the federal government obviously has set up a committee, to investigate that particular incident.
Yes.
That's the invasion.
I thank God that you are now saying what federal government has done. So you have vindicated Buhari.
Okay, now let's still staying with the national at the national level. The wife of the president again came up with an issue, and he's accusing this time the presidential spokesman Garuba Shehu of not being loyal to the president. It seemed to be that that particular cabal that she talked about in the past, obviously she now made mention of Mamandara, one of the allies of the president, giving instruction on behalf of the president.
I will not get into family issue of the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Aisha Buhari has the right to express her feelings. You understand? And I will stop it at there. There is no indictment on Aisha Buhari. I think that I have, like my wife is very vocal, very objective. Sometimes when I do things that are wrong, she will attack me, and then critically I will absorb it and move on ahead. But it doesn't mean that my wife is going to tell you I somersault every day from the road into my house, and then somersault from my house to my road. There are things that are private that we don't share with the public. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay, just like every other state in the country, Abia State obviously has set up. Abia State government has set up a committee to look into the issue of the minimum wage, 30,000 naira passed by the federal government, and some other states have started paying. I think Lagos they started, probably Ekiti, and some of them. But Abia State have also set up a committee.
Yes.
That's a good omen from the government.
It's not a good omen. Ginika, I want to say something here. Let us be real when we are doing things. Because Christmas period has come. Now you don't want to pay 30,000 minimum wage, and you are setting up a committee. How long will you keep setting up committees in this Abia State?
Even the federal government.
They set up committee long time ago. Wait now, there's a big difference now.
What's the difference?
There was a time the government set up committee to negotiate.
Of course, that's
why are you negotiating? No, they are not negotiating. Pay them their 30,000 naira. Pay them their money.
Doesn't have it.
They don't have it. Let the governor put a lead on his security vote and use it and pay salary. You see. Why do you know why you people don't understand this? Because you are not a civil servant. Because you have never been, assuming at Flow FM, they don't pay you for 6 months. Diginica, you will not be on this table asking me questions. You will never. Are you for that Christmas you give this? They are wrong. You don't set up committee. Wait now. The 30,000 has been passed. What do you need to do? How do we implement it? We should have been talking about the implementation. Setting up committee immediately was passed. You start saying not now because Christmas is here. If I were a civil servant, how will I be happy? Now I'm going to go home thinking of not getting the 30,000 minimum wage, no rice, no tomatoes, nothing, and then you're telling me you're setting a committee, Christmas period, Guinea, in this country, you're setting a committee during Christmas period to come and talk about the fate of. It's a big deal because you're not a civil servant. That's why. Because your mother or your father has never been a civil servant, and Chief Deoluaha, my very good friend, a good permanent secretary, he will not tolerate that nonsense.
No, that's not
he will not tolerate
the issue
nonsense.
we are talking about. If you remember, at the federal level,
yes,
after the tripartite committee, there's also the adjustment committee set up by the president to look at that issue. Now, the state said most of them cannot pay the 30,000.
Why can't you pay the 30,000? But you are busy paying pension to former governors. You are busy paying pension to former boss. My boss now is not. It's a lie. And I've repeatedly said it here. It's not true. We are not. Let's not mix issues. No governor can tell me he or she cannot pay minimum wage. For what? What are you doing with your security vote? Security is all about the people. And you understand what I'm saying? Security vote is the people's money. It's not your money. What if I were a governor of any state? I'm not talking about Abia, governor of any state. I will take that chunk of security vote for 6 months. Don't give me money because God has given you that position. Forever and ever, you'll be answering as governor. What they need to talk about is talk about what will happen when you stop being governor. Can't you talk about lecture series? Can't you talk about foundation where you be traveling all over the world? In America, American president don't earn more than $200,000 a year. You can accept gifts. No security vote in America. But when American president, they worry about what they will do after they have served the country. And what most of them do, set up libraries, set up lecture series where they will travel all the world and then get some projects where they love so much. And they spend their time. What we are doing here is we spend more time carrying money. The money you are taking, will you go to grave with it? That is just the question. Give it to the people the people, civil servant, pensioner, give them their money. That is all I'm saying. The money is there. The money is there. Okay, let me give you an example. All these political appointees, okay, let them not get salary for 1 year. None of them will talk anything on the radio for the government. All of them. I know all of them. Most of them don't even have a vehicle. And if you promise a political appointee, assuming you are made a special assistant on sand matters, and then governor say you're going to give you vehicle tomorrow, you'll be jumping all over town that you are going to. When you don't get that vehicle, you commit suicide. If I tell you. So what I'm saying, because I know you. Because I know you.
No, I know you too. We are rounding off on the show, Honorable. So what's your final take?
Well, what I'm saying that all the supporters of the distinguished senator no shaking. Madiko Okoro, kam swadu ni aloko ziten. Odi ihe megano. Orji Uzor Kalu bụ nwa ndị Igbo. Orji Uzor Kalu bụ onye ndị Nigeria nyerela anya. Ọ dịghị onye Igbo ndị kasị na nwere ike ịkpọrọwasị ya na mpaghara Hausa. Ọ dị ndị Yoruba ahụ ya anya nye ya title. Ndị Akwa Ibom nye ya title. Ndị Rivers nye ya title. Ọ bụ ihe anya ndị Igbo ihe anyị dịrị m ugbu a ta mkparị unu ihe ndị Igbo kwesịrị ime. Ọhaneze anyị na-ezukọta ọnụ. Group niile likiri ndị Igbo. Ihe niile unu chọta enwesa ka anyị bịa ole family nọ nkange ka anyị kpọkọta onwe anyị ọnụ. Aya hingu na elanya. Me nwanne gị lanya. Ndị mba na ahịlanya. A stranger will disrespect you when you disrespect yourself. But when we come together as Ndi Igbos, an entity, Ndi Igbo bidu Lagos, Ndi Igbo bidu Kaduna, Ndi Igbo bidu Abuja. Go to Abuja now. Most of the space has is on now Ndi Igbo tare. Nda ihe Ndi Igbo ga-eme aga akwara you. Uvu anyị chọkwa na akwara ebo unu hingu nlenya. Ola oji n'ugbu a. Ndị mmadụ afatasi efa. Ọ bụ ya nke na-enye m obu aṅụrị. Ese chai. Nwoke gba moto ụnyaahụ kwụsị m n'ụzọ ihe stika ya kwụsị m ya fụsa with the wife ya sị m onye isi anyị ahụ dịkwa nsị ahụ dị ya nke ọjị n'ugbu a ọ na ha achị ọchị deri ihe gụrụ ya ọ dị ọjị abụghị onye osi ọjị bụ onye bịara savụ Abia steeti for 8 years ọjị eme ihe ọjọọ gwụrụ ndị mmadụ mee gọvanọ ma ndị omegbara tinye ala political positions wada arụ ọrụ taa onye si lọbji enyere gị aka Abia steeti a 97.4% of the people rụọ ọrụ as political appointees amasịkwa asụwa bekee wa sụkwa ala ọbọjị nyegbara wa aka ihe m na-asị bụ ọ dịghị onye dị perfect Chineke la anyị na-ekpere ekpere ka Chineke gọzie Orji Uzor Kalu ka Chineke gọzie ndị Igbo bịa together anyị na-atọ ọnụ South East ya karịrị Saudi Arabia anyị niile ịga si ndị Hausa nye ya ihe anyị niile isi ndị Yoruba nye ya ihe ọba anyị ga-enye onwe anyị ihe ego anyị eji m Chineke darị unu onye afakwala ekfa ọjị aka amụgwụ ọ dị ihe mere nọ ahịrị m na unu hiri ọjịla anya Chineke bi n'eluigwe Chineke nke akere eluigwe n'ụwa ọ na-anụ olu ndị Igbo Chineke nke akere eluigwe n'ụwa ọ na-anụ ekfa poor people ndị nne la ọ dịghị ihe wa ji ndela na akwụ salary wana ha fara ọjị efa ngari chọọchị wana afara efa ọjị ọ bụ ngịnị ọ bụ nwa ya ma ndị laka ahụ ịtụ ọjị wahịrị ọjị lee ya onye ọbụla kpebe ekpere ọ dịghị ọgwụ karịrị ekpere ka m gwere ekpere bụrụ ọgwụ m gwọrọ m gara agwa ya everyday n'ụbọchị m niile Chineke ga-ahịrị m n'anya ọ ya mere m anyị dịkwa na-agụ iri anyị na-asị Chineke nke igwe onye nke zọpụtara ndị Igbo ọkwa isi na ị ga-eburu m ibu ọkwa isi na ị ga-abụ nke m aga m efe gị ka m keta oke n'ime go. Chineke gọzie ndị Abịa Chineke gọzie ndị Igbo Chineke kere Orji Uzor Kalu ka m ya nyere anyị aka ka anyị bịa ndị Igbo ma nke ọbụla ịsa Nigeria ga-abụ a better place. Nigeria bụ nke ọbụla anyị nọrọ nke ọbụla anyị chigala Nigeria will go and freely be allowed to be there. Chineke gọzie nụ isikeli Nigeria.
Should I now call you a reverend or a pastor?
No, I'm just a mass communicator.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That was the media aid Southeast to Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, Honorable Mariko Koro. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming on the
Thank
show.
you. Thank you. I'll be there. I'll be here.
My name is Ginika Oluwaha. Till next week, please do stay out of trouble. Good morning.